The trash. What? There's a lot of things in the trash. Alright. Don't know why magnetite would be in the trash and, exactly what it looks like, but I'll take its word for it. But also, yeah, why is there a corporate office in the tunnels below Ginza? It raises a lot of questions, and how exactly is a business, much less a large corporate business operating in the post-nuclear, post-demonic invasion apocalypse? I mean, I guess maybe you could argue that they're like managing the resources, because obviously there's still human communities around. Maybe they're using and there's obviously still money, so maybe they're using a capitalist structure to organize what's left of society. So, but still, it's kind of weird. And hey, I mean, if Umbrella can survive in the Resident Evil movies after the apocalypse, especially when the Earth has been reduced to a giant desert, I guess anything's possible. Anyway. I'm not doing too well. I should probably... I don't know. I'm just really paranoid about running out of magnetite. And that's really what I was talking about earlier, is like, games like this really encourage you to explore, and, that's the challenge, and that's the fun of these, and having to deal with magnetite is... It really puts a damper on it. I know some people would say, well, it's just part of the challenge of the game is managing your resources, balancing. Having a good party of demons and not consuming too much magnetite, but... I mean, if you compare it to something like one of the Western RPGs that this is based on, like maybe... I know the Ultimate series had food. I've never actually played the Wizard Geek games, so I don't know if food is a gameplay component in those games. But anyway, I know of Western RPGs that utilize food. It's, there's multiple ways of getting it. You either get it in battles, or you can buy it, or you can find it in treasure chests in some cases. Never mind that. You probably don't want to eat what you find in a treasure chest, but there's the point is that there's multiple ways of getting it. Whereas here with magnetite, like the only way to get it is really to defeat certain types of enemies. I mean, obviously, I just found some, but it's not. Finding it in treasure chests is common enough. I mean, it would be very different if you could actually buy magnetite. I think in one of the games you could exchange Maka for magnetite. Maybe it happens in this one. I just haven't found it yet, but I don't think you can. I think you can here. So if there are like more options for getting it, it would be more understandable, but because it's so limited, it doesn't feel like a challenge. It just feels like Oh, let me take that back. It doesn't feel like a natural challenge. It doesn't feel like a challenge you can really use strategy to get around, or really use good resource management. It kind of just boils down to an annoyance. I mean, I'm sure people who played RPGs or genres like survival horror know what I'm talking about. It's like there's challenges that are an understandable part of the game, and then there's challenges that just... Ooh, this is Elden's incense. Gotta give that to Helena. Yeah, there's like certain challenges that are more that fit the gameplay better. And I mean, obviously, I can't be alone in thinking this because later games in the franchise just dropped Magnetite completely. So, I'll take that as some vindication. But for now, we'll just have to deal with it. Room I missed. I love the design of that demon. I don't think it's reappeared in any other games, but yeah, just the freakish upside down head that's walking on its own, on wires or its own nerve endings. That's just yeah, it's creepy. Hey, I think we cleared it. I don't think there's anything left to do but go into the dungeon area. The tunnels that lead to other areas, but I have a feeling I might be forgetting something. But I know I need to visit the guy who told me to kill the basilisk in the first place. Let's go do that. Okay, where am I going? So while I'm here, should I fuse the demons I have again? Give that a try? Maybe now that I've gained a couple of levels. He has high HP, but his only attack is Poison Barb. Give me your Magnetite Ghost. 19, great. Yeah, that was worth it. Undine, or Undine, I'm not entirely sure. She has Ndiyama. And plus someone has, a friend of mine has warned me that there are 2 demons you have to get to progress. But I don't know, let me see what else you can... Okay. Yeah, you need 2 demons to progress. I forget exactly which ones they are. I think Undine is one of them. I don't remember who the other one is. I'll have to look it up. And I know that's cheating, but honestly, with old school RPGs, I'm okay with being spoiled on stuff like that. Because honestly, with games like these, you never know if you're actually warned about if you're actually warned about stuff like that, or if you are, it'll be some obscure NPC deep in a dungeon, far away from the area in question. This clue will appear in the form of a riddle or just an obscure statement, which is exactly what happens in Megami Tensei 1. There's a puzzle where in order to get an item that prevents you from taking damage just by walking around this part of the dungeon, because the entire game takes place in one dungeon, you have to put 3 gems into a mask, and you have to do it in exactly the right order. You get zapped all the way back to the very beginning of the dungeon. Ooh, she has low MP for someone who can be a healer, but... I guess not that much less HP. At least she has high HP, anyway. But yeah, and like the only clue is like this random NPC who isn't even anywhere close to where the puzzle is. He's in the same section of the dungeon, but he's still not close to where the mask is. And like there's just like this really obscure poem. I think even when I knew the solution, it wasn't clear to me exactly how it relates. So I've waited for your turn. Well done for defeating the basilisk. You are now able to wield this power. Please take this. Amataba's might. Okay, I have no idea what it's for. Go, Messiah, for all of mankind. Top of everything else, first game in the series where you are referred to as a Messiah. It's not showing up in my item list. I'm pretty sure it's a special item, but let me check anyway. A weapon. Okay. Yeah, I gave up and consulted an FAQ. I did refrain from reminding myself exactly where the area is, but want to give myself that much challenge. But yeah, this is exactly what I was just talking about. Like, old school RPGs did not hold your hand. And honestly, this game, I mentioned I played the original Might and Magic, and like, as much as the, well, I'm here, let's just see what else I can do. Rakukuja. Or Rakukaja. Yeah, probably Rakukaja. Yeah, I could use that. I need to start getting more buffing spells now that we're in the mid game. Yeah, the first Might and Magic, I mean, it's harder than this game, and I think it's harder than any of the Shin Megami Tensei games. I think the Shin Megami. I don't want to sound like I'm humble bragging or anything, but I do think the Shin Megami Tensei franchise does deserve its reputation for difficulty. But honestly, compared to some of the old school Western RPGs, to the original dungeon crawlers, Might and Magic 1 in particular, and I know some of the Wizardry games have a reputation too, even though I haven't played them. Like, oh god. Like, Might and Magic 1 does not help you at all. And admittedly, that was kind of a flaw in the game, because the second game is a lot more manageable. There's a lot less wandering around that you have to do, if I remember right. It's been more years than I want to admit since I played that one. I think the Might and Magic series toned it back a bit, but still, compared to the games that inspired it, Megami Tensei 2 is easier. Let's say it's an easy game, but at least you have some clue as to where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. Alright, ah, there it is. The dog statue. Still don't know why a statue given to commemorate a lonely dog mourning its master takes you to hell, but maybe it's just because it's a familiar landmark. I, Naga, am a disgrace. For me to end up in the same state as Kazuzu, Mammon somehow sealed me away. The next time we battle, I will send him back to the darkness. Please remove this sword. Muster your strength. The sword smoothly loosens from Naga's body. Remove the seal with Amitaba's might and got the serpent blade. Thank you. Shall I join you as an ally? Let us go. Hope you don't mind if I fuse you later, but hopefully you're pretty high leveled. Ooh, 214 HP. And you got Zioma. Nice. Very, very cool. I don't know if Zioma is the game breaker it is in the later Shin Megami Tensei games, where you can just use it to basically paralyze your enemies with shock, and yeah, so we'll have to see if that works. Though I'm sure she sucks up a lot of magnetite. But now the question is, what am I supposed to do with the Serpent Sword? I don't think I've come across anything that calls for it. But that's exactly the sort of thing I'm talking about. Like, I thought that removing the sword you would have had to raise your strength to a certain level. Not that you had to collect this item and go back with it. Maybe I would have figured it out, but it would have definitely taken me probably several hours of wandering before it actually happened. So. At least these guys drop a lot of magnetite. Don't know where to go when I'm running low. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it quits, and I don't know, I'll try not to consult an FAQ, but I don't know. Not sure where to go from here. Maybe back to Ginza. Go through those tunnels. Anyway, see you next time.